Alright, so what we are going to be doing today is we're going to be taking this picture of an eye. Um, it doesn't have to be done only on an eye, what we're going to be doing. It can be done throughout pretty much. You can change a face, you can change like a hand to having like a face inside of the hand. But what we're going to be doing today to learn the editing styles, I guess, is we're going to take this kind of dirty, rough picture of an eye and change it to a nice, clean, bright image where the eye actually stands out more by having it a blue eye instead of a green eye, because blue eyes seem to pop more on a picture. We're going to be main tools we're going to be using are going to be the healing brush tool and the dodge tool. The history brush tool is basically like an eraser without erasing the picture. It erases the effects done on the picture instead of the actual picture itself. Then the curves is just going to be kind of like the very end to make it really stand out and really pop. And layer modes, I'll just walk you through that when we get there. So just open up, go file open, and select your picture for your eye, wherever it is in your documents, whatever folder it's in, and then grab your healing brush, which is J on your keyboard, and select hold Alt and click somewhere with like a clean skin and resize your brush to make it a little bit bigger and just kind of brush the skin on, I guess, is the way to say it. And once you have a bigger section to use, select the middle of it so you don't actually run off of the section. And always be doing short little strokes instead of long ones, because if you do a long one, you start to kind of go over the other parts. And so just do short little like jabs of your brush. Get some of the hair out of the way. Watch out! Don't get rid of this kind of crease where the eyelid is, guys, folded backwards. And you never want to go too far away from where you're brushing the actual skin to where you're selected. So if I'm going to be doing down here, I'm going to select closer to it. It just kind of keeps um, the form, or not form. It keeps the skin tone, so it's not like having to change the skin tone too much. So I'm just gonna go up here. I'm gonna select down here and just gonna erase my way up here, and then I'm gonna I'm gonna come down to the main cheek. I'm gonna select pretty much the middle. Make my brush a little bit bigger, just because it's a bigger section of the face. I'm gonna just grab a couple places. Again, doing short little jabs. Now that I have a bigger chunk of skin, I can start, I guess, doing more. So the skin gets a little bit softer, as you can see, not so rough. And then we're going to zoom in and get rid of this kind of mascara splash stuff. I actually don't know if it's mascara or not. I'm not a girl, so I do not wear makeup. Oopsies, sorry. You still use your healing brush and select closer to the eye. Change your size to smaller and just kind of go in and get rid of these black kind of dots across the eyelid. Oh, that was a little bad. So I'm doing it pretty fast. Oh, whoopsies. So I will recommend you actually taking time and slowing down. So now we're going to use the dodge tool. We're done with the healing brush tool for now, or actually we're done completely. So now we're going to move on to the dodge tool. What the dodge tool is going to do is it's going to actually brighten and soften the skin, in a way, I guess. That's kind of how it looks like. So basically just go around the face, get a moderate brush size just so you can kind of hit everywhere without having to change. Because by changing the brush sizes, you're going to be having like one layer where it's like three uh, dodge effects done to it, and then another place where it's going to have like two. So always have a consistent flow around I guess your eye or your picture. So Just kind of go along, get rid of any kind of unwanted things. And you want to keep some detail of the eye around it because it keeps the emphasis around the eye. Just going to grab that part right here. Sorry about the noise in the background if you can actually hear people are walking around upstairs. So now we're going to get rid of the blood veins in the actual eye, like the whites of the eye, by using the dodge tool. There's other ways to do it. If you know another way that's better, go right ahead, feel free to use it. But I'm going to show you how to do this. So basically, it's same thing, just kind of wash the eye out, I guess. I don't really know what it does. Basically, it just brightens the eye until you see no more veins. It usually takes about 2 to do, unless you have a really bad vein right here, which will take a couple more. It will look weird, but once you brighten the actual other side of the eye, it should look good. Or not, well, better, I should say. So just kind of brighten that side of the eye. Maybe take your history brush and get rid of what's on the actual iris and keep what's only in the what's in the whites of the eye instead. So now that we have a somewhat clean thing, I am doing it slower, so take your time, get it perfect. Now we're going to take the layer, the full layer, we're going to duplicate it by dragging it into the new layer, little kind of like sticky note tab right here beside the garbage bin. And then we're going to take the layer styles and we're going to change it to lighter color. Sorry. And actually, sorry. It's supposed to be lighter color, but it changes, varies. Sometimes it's either lighter color or pin light. It's one of the two. It kind of just like makes everything pop a little bit more, and it smooths a little bit of the whites of the eye and the skin some more. So make a new layer by either clicking on this little button down here or hitting Control-Shift-N. And now we're going to change the actual eye color. So take your brush tool, grab a blue, preferably a light blue because it makes it again stand out a little bit more. Not too light, but like a baby blue, I guess. And just kind of color in the eye. Like, you don't have to be perfect at the moment because you will refine it afterwards. So basically just go around until you don't really see any of the eye anymore. And then change the blending mode to color, and then it will just color in that spot. And take your eraser and just actually get rid of what's on the skin. Try not to get what's actually on the iris. Hopefully doing it alright and it looks good. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about the actual pupil because we'll actually be remaking it in a new layer. So now create the new layer because we are going to be moving on to that. Make a eclipse mask. Click the center of the pupil and hold Alt and just kind of make somewhat of the size. Then click on this refine edge and feather the edge about, I'll say about 2 or 2.1. And now take your color and change it to black. Just color in that spot, and you got a new pupil. Now you can do this if you want, but to make it kind of form to the eye a little bit more, you're going to want to either rotate it or morph it by holding down. If you hold down Alt and click on one of the corners of the, oopsies, sorry about that. If you click on one of the corners, there you go. Sorry, not Alt, it's Control. If you hold down Control, you click on one of the corners, you can actually morph the image as it is. So you can make it kind of look like it's supposed to be there. So making it a little bit wider. May have made it a little bit. No, okay, that's pretty good. I'll just have to rotate it a little bit. So now that kind of looks like it looks like a decent pupil. You do need to put the little reflection. So change your black to white and take your brush tool and just resize it down to about six or seven, and just kind of make a obscure shape for the pupil of the eye. So that looks all right. Again, I am rushing it, so next we're going to be doing the makeup around the eye. So just make a new layer again and change the color. I'm going to choose, I don't know, a pink or like kind of like close to the same purple that I saw on there before. And take your brush tool, make it a pretty good size, and just kind of color in all that is right there under the eye. You can even kind of go down here and then resize it and just kind of make a single line go all the way across this. It doesn't matter that you're going over top of the eyelashes because it will look decent. Alright, and now obviously this doesn't look good, so take the blending mode and change it to hue, and then it actually changes to a pretty nice color. You can actually color in this the entire kind of eyelid too, because I don't think someone would not do that. And just kind of go off the screen if you want. You don't have to. Just go off the screen just so it kind of blends together into like the same kind of shape, like an eye, like a tear. I don't know. And just kind of go over this, and you're pretty much done. Just do a finalizing of a curves adjustment. I usually press auto and then just kind of darken it a little bit and do a little bit of a contrast, not too much. And there you go. You have your new eye image. Whoops. I shall bring in the original eye, so I'll place the other eye in just so you can see the difference that we did. So this is what we started off with, and this is something of what you should have now. We got rid of the veins in the eyes. We got rid of the kind of rough skin and the kind of misplaced hairs all around the face, and added, I guess, makeup. I don't know. It just looks good. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed. Try this out. There's going to be a little bit of some other pictures of stuff you can try and do, or other kind of things you can use with these techniques. So yeah, goodbye.